Alright, so I know this is sideways, and so I apologize about that, but I wanted to make sure that you could actually see this well. My last video that I tried, the pencil just wasn't dark enough. So I'm going to go over everything in the same steps. You can see what it ends up looking like pretty well now that I've done the dark lines. But I want to see the steps I took. So first of all, I did my line letters. Spend some time on your sketch figuring out where they're going to be, so that you can figure out how much space they're going to take up. You want your letters to be pretty big because you want them to be able to be read. And you want to have enough space for, remember, the person should be about the size of your upper arm. So they take up most of the paper. So for the person, we start out with the stick figure. So we have the egg shape, the neck, the body. I wanted my person to be dancing because they got swag, right? Elbows, wrists. Now, notice that this elbow probably should move back a little bit for it to be equal, because the space in between your shoulders and your elbows should be the same as the space between your elbows and your wrist. Knee, ankle, knee, ankle, and then your foot. So that's step one, is to get the stick skeleton for your letters and person down on the paper and get that improved. This should all be done in light pencil so that you can erase it easily later on. Then you go back and you do your basic outline. Now this isn't going to be your super complicated graffiti letters. This is just going to be your basic outline. And this will change. And you can maybe start out adding a little bit of style, but really just make sure that it fits. So for instance, this one, I decided it would be better not to make an inside O, so I just went right over the line letter right there. Same thing with the U. It didn't look like I had enough space to go around both, so I just did that part. This one, I thought it would be good to have the inside, okay? Now I'm running into stools, so I'm going to move a little bit. T. And then same thing with the person. Now with the person, you have the head is going to stay basically the same shape. But for the neck, a triangle comes out, and then a triangle goes to the shoulders. You have two large shoulder muscles. And I'm going to be making a male figure so that the body is going to go down to be a little bit smaller as we go to the hips. And then you have the two large hip joints, okay? You have a smaller elbow than you have a shoulder, and you have a smaller wrist than you have an elbow. You connect that, and you can do it pretty basic, and even that'll be enough to get the basic feeling of the muscles. So that would be incorrect. Remember, this needs to be smaller than that, but it gets smaller as it goes. Connect those together, connect those together, and then we can also add hands. So for hands, if you do a triangle the way you want the hands to go, that goes down to the wrist. See, that hand's too big. That hand's probably about the right size. The hand, as we know, is about the size of your face. So the knee is slightly smaller than the hip, and we draw a triangle down to that. It can be curved on the underside and flat on the upper side. Same thing with here. So we do a slightly smaller ankle than we have for the knee, and that gets slightly smaller. The shin side is straight. The back side has a little bit of a curve to it for the calf. Okay, down to the knee, down to the ankle, curve of the calf, straight down the ankle. So for the feet are a triangle. So if we add that basic triangle first, then add the round part on the back, flat part on the front, that will help us create the foot from there. So now, you'll notice that I have my person standing on my G. So he's going to actually go in front of that, which is fine. I thought that would be an interesting part of my design. Okay? So what we're going to do here, remember all